All right, so you got to realize that the astral realm is a real place. It is a real world where entities reside that can mind control you and tap into your energy and ruin your life. If you're not aware of this, then you need to get aware of this. You should try and at least have an astral projection experience and go into the fourth dimension or the lower dimensional astral realm, because then you can see some of these critters, some of these insect beings, these reptilians, these amphibians, and whatever else is down there. Okay, there's a plethora of entities within the lower astral realm that basically have been pulled out of the field of intelligence based on how a lot of us have been feeling and thinking, based on a lot of thought concept ideas and the emotions behind them. Thoughts and feelings truly become things, and they can take on a life of their own. Like a thought can become a whole entity with its own intelligence and autonomy. Okay. Um, and it's crazy because, most people are just so unaware of this that they just walk around living their life, willy nilly, unaware of the entities, that are all around us, because the astral realm is intertwisted with the earth, the physical earth. Okay. So it's kind of like a non physical parallel dimension or something, like right next to the earth. But yeah, like this is knowledge that you should be acquiring so that you can be the best version of yourself, so that you can raise your vibration. Because without this knowledge, like you can't raise your vibration. Like these entities will bother you and keep you in a low vibrational state. We're all born into a low vibrational state. We're all born on a low frequency. Some maybe not as low as others, but you have to learn to raise your vibration and keep it there, because the world is designed to lower your vibration and have you plugging into fear and anger and all of those lower emotions all the time. That's where they want you to stay primarily, because obviously nobody stays in a certain emotion 24/7. Everything fluctuates, but predominantly that's where they want you, so that they can mind control your decisions, your decision making, your patterns, all that. Like they can easily recognize your patterns and mind control you. That's what they're doing with AI. It's pattern recognition of people, and they're using that to influence people and, you know, cause them to buy things that they probably wouldn't buy otherwise, or, it makes them want to buy it quicker when they notice it constantly popping up in an ad or something. It's just different ways, to influence the mind. And but yeah, the fourth dimension is a real place, and these entities are non-physical. They are incorporeal beings, but they can come in and out of the physical, and they are right under, human perception or the human viewpoint. Now you can kind of see them, out the peripheral of your third eye, or kind of like a shadow, gliding by or something. But you can't see them directly. I mean, maybe you can fine tune your third eye, well enough to be able to see them fully, but I'm just saying, like, most of the time they're out of the radar. But they're all around, and I've seen these beings a couple times. Like once I actually saw one directly when I was about 7 or 8 years old. It was doing something standing next to my mom, who was sleeping on the couch at the time, and it decided to just run away and glide away into the kitchen after I woke up and, looked right at it. So I guess my third eye was wide open. I might have woken up out of a lucid dream or something. So it depends on how you wake up, or depends on, like, where your vibration is at. You can see these beings more clearly. Um, but they try to stay hidden, and they're like these parasite, lower astral realm parasites, that are just running around and trying to steal energy. Like that's what they're doing. They're trying to steal energy and manipulate people's consciousness, for whatever reason, for whatever agenda. But yeah, so like sometimes thoughts and feelings will just come to you that make you feel depressed or angry or anxious, or mad or whatever. And if you sit there for a minute and you analyze what's going on, you'll recognize that it's some entity trying to plug into your auric field. Uh, to manipulate you or whatever else. And that's just what it is. Like that is truly what it is. So, these entities can manipulate you to believe in anything, any type of a concept, group concept, or, just plug into something that, will get them to get into your auric field. It doesn't really matter like how they do it. They can use other people, or they can use the TV, or they can just send you a signal, while you're out and about or in your home or whatever. That's why, a lot of people do crazy things. A lot of people get on the low vibrational frequency and they're influenced to, rob places and gang bang, and or they get, caught up in just drugs and stuff like that. Or, people are hit hard with mental illness, and stuff like that. Emotional issues, domestic violence, making the wrong decision, as far as what you're doing with your life, wasting time, um, all of that. It'll make you think that people are after you. These beings will make you think that people are after you. You know, they could cause you to think you're being gang stalked, like all that. Like it goes deep. Like they're here to mind manipulate the masses, okay? But they can only do it if they can plug into your energy, and then they can get you to plug into another group that's already being mind controlled by some other entity. So there's different types of entities. You got the uh, egregores, you got the pendulums, you got thought forms, you got elementals, and all that I believe is the same thing. It's just different ways of saying it. Like, for me, I like to just call them the reptilians. That's what David Icke calls them too, or the amphibians. They have a demonic nature or a parasitic, low level nature. But yeah, these entities can come into your mind if you allow them, come into your heart chakra, come into your emotions, your, vibrational field if you allow them. And if you can recognize what's going on, then you can shun them away and raise your vibration. And they can't be around you when your vibration is raised. That's why they have to pick at you and lower your vibration. Otherwise, they can't mess with you at all, like, period. Like, none of their tactics or none of that will work. But they work on your mind in such a way to where, uh, you really can be susceptible to believing anything. And if you believe it hard enough and with enough emotion behind it, you'll act on it. And then if you act on the wrong thing, your life is fucked. So these entities don't play around. Like they like to do that. And once they have your life fucked up, then that's when they can just continuously feed and feed off of you, and then just drain your consciousness. And it's just all downhill from there. It's hella downhill from there. And I know because I experienced it. These beings had me thinking that everybody in my neighborhood and in the grocery store and everywhere I went was trying to gang stalk me and watching me and following me, and trying to do all these tactics to ruin my life and mess with my psychological state of being and my emotional state of being. And you know it was insane. And while I was really seeing it, what the cause was behind it was that uh it wasn't the actual people doing it, okay? The cause was these damn beings, these fourth dimensional beings, and it was just hard to recognize it. It really was. So, but hey, better late than never, and you know, at least I have that discernment. And once I recognized, these are beings that are mind controlling people, including myself, making me think something's going on, probably making the people think, uh, that I'm perceiving to be doing something to me. They're probably perceiving me to be some type of weirdo or something like that. So who knows? Uh, and it's just these mind games that they play. They buzz around. They literally are traveling like to and from. Okay, they're their own oscillating energy. They're going back and forth and doing what they do at a lower level and trying to mess with us. We're up here trying to vibrate high, and they're like these insect parasites. Buzzing around and trying to mess with us. And all you got to do is just shoo them away every once in a while. Get out of here. That's really like all it comes down to. But if you let them get close enough, you let them land on you, and then here comes another one and another one and another one. You got some issues. You got some energy field issues. You got some consciousness issues. You got some mental issues. You got stuff you're going to start dealing with until you start shooing them away. And how you shoo them away is raising your frequency and, being the best version of yourself. And I can't stress that enough because we all should be striving to be the best versions of ourselves. But some of us may never will because some people are lost. Some people are gone. So, um, and then don't let one of these things like full on body snatch you and just completely take you over because, I mean, you may never find yourself again. So, but anyways, that's the message for the day. You know, protect your energy and raise your consciousness and raise your vibration, man. And plug into yourself and see, what I'm saying is true. But you'll have to spend time alone by yourself and you'll have to really analyze your situation, whatever situation it is that you're in. But you're going to find out that, your life more than likely has been manipulated by astral entities. And the only way to get rid of that manipulation is to raise your frequency, raise your consciousness, and be more aware. And be willing and accepting of new information because you just may never know when it's actually true and you really needed to hear it. Anyways, peace out.